start off with what possibly might be Z Garcia's Game of the Year.
I agree.
So this is a game called Streamer Standoff. Flat River Games is releasing this. It's a board game from Maestro Media and Dr. Lupo. Have any of you heard of Dr. Lupo?
No.
No, I used to know Dr. Lupo before the degree. It's just Mr. Lupo. And, they were nice enough. But now that they're a doctor, it's like, oh, you can't get a word in edgewise.
So anyway, Dr. Lupo, I looked him up. He's a streamer, at least on YouTube.
It's a real...
He's a real guy. He has like 1.7 million followers. His videos don't seem to get a ton of views. Some of them are in the millions, like from years ago. But like on average, he has like 20, 30,000 per video.
Okay.
He puts out like one every month. Maybe he's on other things too. So I don't know. Anyhow.
Does he do board games? I'm failing to see the connection.
Well, they're collaborating with him to stick his name on the package because it's about being a streamer.
Okay.
So this game is designed by Jeb Havens and Bobby West.
Oh, okay. I see.
But let me explain how the game works. You need to take on roles of influencers racing to build up their streaming channels. To gain followers, they will perform actions like doing viral dances blindfolded or doing a speed run.
Like, for real?
See, I can't tell because that's like the copy. And I'm looking at the game. It doesn't look like that's how the game is. If it is, it's your Game of the Year.
Like charade.
You lift me up and then you drop me down.
You can also advance your progress by completing trend cards as you try to become the first to hit 20 million followers.
I love trending things.
It plays in 30 minutes. It's going to cost $20, which means the component quality will be quite low.
Well, no, to be fair, I mean, there's not much to it, right? There's a couple player boards, cards, and...
Those cards look like Cards Against Humanity with that little black text in the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, why are we still talking about this game?
I'll tell you why. Because this is what kids want. Last night...
Kids are stupid.
I was with a group of kids and I said, what do you all want to be when you grow up type thing?
Oh,
and half of them were shouting YouTuber and stuff like that.
That's wild.
That's so crazy.
That is wild.
That's so weird.
I was like, hey, you know what my job?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's a good, take you to school for, what's that called? The day that the kids bring the parents to school.
Take your child to work day, take your kid to work day.
Yeah, but the opposite of that, where the parent goes to school and tells the kid, here's my job.
Oh, it's like professional day.
Yeah, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
That'd be good. You'd be like the most popular one there for sure. The kids would be like, YouTube? You'd get all the questions.
My kids would be very
That's true.
Oh, 100%.
All right, so there's a couple games coming out here a game coming out here called Legend Toppen. This is from a German publisher, and I've actually played the top left corner one, Lander Toppen.
Okay.
I had to remind myself I played this. I reviewed it 7 years ago, apparently. And this is a sort of a trick-taking game.
Okay.
But each card has many different stats on it. So if you think, I don't know if either of you have seen Top Trumps.
No.
Yes.
So Top Trumps is a game that there's like a gazillion versions of it. So let's say we're playing Marvel superheroes, and I'm like, okay, strength. And then we turn over our cards. Whoever's higher card wins.
It's war.
It's war, but each card has multiple numbers on it, so it makes it better than war.
Because it's more random?
Because I get to look at the card and be like, yo, the Hulk's best stat between smarts, give me something else. Strength, speed. There you go. Smarts, strength, and speed. I have the Hulk, so I'm like,
obviously strength.
And then you play somebody, and we reveal, and I'm like, haha, mine's better.
But it has sold millions and millions of copies.
Yeah,
and they make so many versions. There's Doctor Who and whatever.
Like Uno. It's sold
Wow, I despise this.
It's especially popular in UK.
Wow, that's
this
terrible.
Is similar, but it's like a trick-taking game. I gave it a 6, the last one with the lands, but now there's people. Anyhow.
By the way, I was thinking of Career Day. Somebody said Career Day.
Oh, Career Day.
That is what it's called.
That's not usually parents, though, is it? That's just a random career. I don't know.
I like someone said it reminds me of Top Trumps. Yes.
That's it.
Okay, so Line It is a game coming from Hachette. I've reviewed this game. I really like it. It's a game in which you're placing cards in front of you, ascending or descending, and when you can't, then you score the cards, and you get the number of points equal to the number of cards you have in front of you minus 3.
Okay.
But you can store a couple cards in your hand.
Okay, this isn't the one we played, no. Okay.
No, it does look like
What is it I'm thinking of?
Side up is slide ups.
There was 4 out there, and we put one down in order, and then whatever order you're in, you take that card, and then that's the new cards to take for the next round.
Maxime Rambo.
Yes,
game.
but no, this one, you put those cards out in the middle, and you draft them one at a time, and then you can put it in your line, and you need to. Your line is either ascending or descending. However, you can store a couple cards in your hand so that you don't bust. Also, that +5 you can put in your line, but then your line has to have at least 5 more cards after that. But if it does, then it will score 5 points. It's really a simple game, and I like it a lot. But I mean, we're talking a step above Uno.
Okay. And you've played it before, but now it's coming from Gigamic.
I think it was Gigamic originally, and now Hachette's bringing it to America.
Very cool.
All right. Also, they're bringing Pass. I really like the graphic design of these cards a lot.
That yellow's hard to see. Hopefully, it's a little better in person.
I think the green is the hardest.
Look on the screen. It might be just that shot. I don't know.
I don't know why they refuse to put a little black stroke around numbers like that whenever they graphically design this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a trick-taking game, and
there's a renaissance of those right now.
Yeah.
So I've heard over and over.
It basically says if you score 3 passes, whatever that means, you instantly win.
Oh man!
Shouldn't
the game be called Pass then? If you gotta do it 3
Makes
times?
a good point.
It's coming out this July. All right, Robo Trick. This is a game coming for the French and German. It's coming from Explorate, and I tend to like their games, even though
I've liked their games so far.
So far, their games have been wildly different.
Yeah.
This is
adorable.
It's a 3-player only trick-taking game. So this will be available at the Cannes Fair, which is in late February, soon. Let's see, what else we got? We have Scout. You may have heard of this game. Is coming to Target.
There's a lot of little card games.
Yeah, it's more like
far it's been
acquisitions and distributions of little card games.
Wow.
This is interesting though, and again, these are the little things that tend to really make a splash when you think of it. Like every time we discuss, this is the new game from Uwe Rosenberg. It's like, that's great, and we care, and you folks watching care. But that stuff doesn't tend to make a splash, really. Scout from Oink being at Target, that's a big deal.
It's that lower, impulse buy kind of games
absolutely.
that stick around.
It's like $13.99, I think is what it is. And this is going to now, all of a sudden, be in that many more people's hands. It might get that many more people to take another look at board and card games and go, oh, this isn't what I thought it was anymore. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The other thing I don't like about this is I hate that little...
The type of cover, the type of box.
That box with they hang on racks.
It's the two decks side by side.
Double loader.
I hate that.
If those tags were perforated, and I've seen a very, very rare occasions that they are, and it came off, then I'm okay with it. Although that means if it hangs like that, that also means that the box is one of those tuck boxes where you have to slide the cards in, and I also hate those.
And it looks like it's a side by side, two halves.
That's the worst. You got to cut it exactly in half, slide it in. I used to glue the bottom of those boxes closed, so that the cards wouldn't push their way out the bottom,
right?
or
And damage the cards, or
Yeah, I mean, again, you get the packaging is gonna be cheap. Yes.
Yeah.
I also wonder if the card quality is gonna be worse. I wonder if Oink if the print run they're making for Target, if it'll have its own lower quality, because these cards are good quality if you get the one before this one.
Are they changing the price point to go to Target?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. So
we'll find out in 3 days. It's coming out February 18th.
I need to know right now, though.
I would bet the card quality is good. You can buy card games like Target, Walmart, whatever, and the cards are good, like a deck of cards.
Right, but in a game.
No, I mean, it might be great, and maybe it's just the packaging that changed. I hope so. The card quality was good, and this is a good game. I definitely recommend it.
All right, Snow Crest. We're getting a little bigger here. This is coming to crowdfunding later this year from Grail Games, designed by Philip Dubarry. So you are in a remote mountains of a snowy land trying to find knowledge, and of course you're animals because that's the thing right now. Everything is humanoid animals. You are controlling a unique faction of priests, farmers, and laborers, building structures, tend the barley fields, harvest juniper from the forest. This really sounds like a Euro game. And present offerings. And uncover the secrets of a bygone age. Overcome the monstrous guardians of this knowledge. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I haven't seen a game from Philip DeBerry in a while, too, so...
He's a little hit and miss for me, but I tend to like him more than not.
What's he done?
Well, one of my favorite games he's done is a game called Revolution, where multiple people are starting revolutions at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
Do we have that in the library?
I don't know.
I like that a lot. Terrible component quality gets from Steve Jackson Games.
Well, you'd upgrade them anyway, so...
I never upgrade my games. All right, new Eagle Griffin games are coming. The newest Vitel Lacerda game is with the tool is called Speakeasy. It's a cool cover.
That is a cool cover.
Nice. That's so classy.
Lacerda said, "I will make a better nothing personal," I believe is the exact quote.
He said, "Hold my beer."
1920s, during the era of Prohibition, which is when like 90% of these happen. So it's a worker placement card management game. I'm sure it will be quite heavy and hopefully thematic, but I mean, I remember the last time we got excited about the cover of Weather Machine, and we were told that that game is not particularly thematic.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wouldn't hold my breath on this, but you never know.
That is a gorgeous cover, though.
Also from Lacerda, he's co-designed a game coming from Eagle Griffin, House of Fado, and this is a co-design with Joa Quintella Martins, and the last time they worked together was Bot Factory.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that the same one from Bot Factory? Yeah, because this is a smaller version of oh my gosh, the art one, art gallery.
The gallery.
The gallery.
The gallerist.
The gallerist nailed it.
Maybe.
Right, isn't it?
The gallerist is what I heard. This was kind of like a little, again, he does that, right? He takes a game and goes boom, boom.
This is not the same theme, though. This is like in Portugal, you're going to a restaurant and you're listening to this music there. So you have these different musics. You need it's this fado music. It's a trio of musicians, a guitarist, a 12-string Portuguese guitar, a singer, and then someone playing a classical guitar. I like that theme. And you played Bot Factory, right?
I did.
You liked it?
I love Bot Factory.
Yeah, so
I gave it a 9. I really like it.
That's a good sign. These medium games, Bot Factory seems to have done well.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so.
Is it? Okay.
It's getting checked out of the library.
Okay, I guess I hadn't seen it but played. That's awesome. I think it is a fantastic game.
And then we're just going to keep dropping in levels of complexity. We now have Cookie Champion, where they throw the cookies at the screen at high velocity.
What?
Is it a rolling, right?
There might be cookie flipping in this.
Also, this cookies
It's a medium-weight strategy game, they say, where you need to collect resources and goods, choose whether to provide decorations and sell your cookies for cash or deliver them to the presentations for the judges to score. I see. You make a cookie, then you're like, do I sell this for money or do I have the judge do
I remember that.
Which is
such a weird theme.
I get it from a game perspective. You're like, what do you want to do with something? But from a, can you imagine
cookies, though, you know what I mean?
Can you imagine a baking show? They're making the thing, you're like, I'm not going to do this. Hey, anyone got $50?
Wild. This just doesn't make any sense. If it was an invention, I invented something and I could, sell the patent or I could keep it and use the machine. Okay. But a cookie you baked and you're like, get it to the competition, quick.
Right. Or if you're running a bakery, I guess it could be.
I don't like the cover. I really don't like that cover. It's so weird, and the theme is weird.
But well, they are slobs. I mean, that one person just pouring flour everywhere.
The icing one, really makes me.
Actually, I think the cover's hilarious, but all right. Well, I like cookies too. All right, Seaside is a new game coming from Randolph. So Randolph is probably best known for making little card games, like mass market card games. But they've made some other games, Romy Rami, CDSK, which is, I think, right over there.
Yeah, yep.
Miller Zoo, which was the one they did in conjunction with Dippin' Dots.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay.
Wait, a zoo game? Oh, I guess because Dippin' Dots are sold at zoos.
Yes.
I guess. Is that the connection?
That is the connection,
Okay.
for sure.
Oof.
Anyway, you're creating a coastline in this game by pulling tiles from a bag, applying its effect, and try to collect as many tokens, and whoever has the highest stack of tokens wins. It's designed by Quebec designer Brian Bourgoin.
Coastline. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what cosine had to do with this.
Fair enough.
Okay.
The big selling point of this is you can play this at the beach because the game is waterproof, windproof, and all-terrain. I understand the first one. The second one I understand.
So they're each like 5-pound tokens.
What does all-terrain mean?
Like you can run it over with your car? I don't know, but we need this game immediately.
All-terrain, huh?
We will find out.
That seems weird to call a game all-terrain.
What are the-
Waterproof and windproof is enough.
What are they making them of then? It can't be wooden.
Plastic.
I think
Yeah, I don't know why I
it's
didn't think
wooden.
of that. Wouldn't be windproof
Or
though. That's
wooden,
really
yeah, if they're
no
wood.
wooden.
No, if they're thick
Unless
wood
it's-
tiles, they're windproof.
Waterproof, I'm thinking.
That's true.
That's true.
They have to be
Wood is
plastic.
not water. Yeah, you're
Right.
Who knows?
They're plastic. They're going to be Bakelite or something, right? I mean,
Rewood.
Rewood?
I don't know.
There's no way that'd fall apart. No.
Okay. Alrighty.
That looks like it goes on the shelf right next to salt and pepper. Sea salt, pepper salt. What was it called?
Sea salt and paper.
Thank you.
There's a new game coming from Allplay, but it's not going to Kickstarter. You can just pre-order. It's called Things and Rings, which sounds like it was designed by Dr. Seuss.
Oh, this kind of looks like that one game that Matt Leacock put out.
It is
With
a
the string.
Venn diagram. It is a party game. And one player is the knower. They put the rings in a triple Venn diagram in the center table. They know the rules to each ring, but everyone else doesn't. So then you put a card in the Venn diagram, and I'll be like, yes, that's where it goes.
Okay.
So it's like half Venn
It's
diagram
half
party game,
Zendo.
half Zendo.
And half Matt Leacock's little string game. Okay. Rings. I'm sorry. Things in rings, not rings in things.
So you don't necessarily need to figure out what the rings stand for per se. You just need to get rid of all the cards in your hand.
Interesting.
Wait, the card goes in the Venn diagram?
Yeah, like I might say this card goes in the red ring, and you're like, it does not. So I'm thinking, okay.
Oh, you don't
Where
physically.
does
I thought
this
you were
card
putting it
go?
underneath. Okay, interesting.
I wonder what the rules are. I bet, I'm not seeing it, but I bet if you place it in, this goes in red and blue, and it's right, you also get to get rid of another card. That's what I would guess.
Maybe, something
like
like
if
that.
you put it in a harder one.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my thing. Well, this sounds interesting,
What
and
if the-
there's like a 99.9% chance we'll be reviewing this on the channel.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder why the rings don't sit flat. That's really bothering me
No,
right
I think
now.
that's just a photo. That's just their stock image there.
Is it going to
fact-
have rings in it?
I wonder if each player will have a set of rings in front of them, or if those things there are just folded up and they become larger rings.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I thought
They're just
Like
they
those
were.
coiled
things
up,
that you
possibly.
snap up and, well, we'll
Yeah.
find out.
I hope it's snappy pieces.
Snappy pieces,
Yeah.
things in rings.
Yeah.
All right, there's another Robot Quest Arena coming out, and this one's moving to GameFound. This is from Wise Wizard Games. And I went and read about it, and I'm assuming from what I read, they weren't particularly clear in what I read, if it's a standalone expansion, but I think that's what it is. That's what it looks like. 4 new robots.
Sure.
I'm sure they mix and match with the other one. So that's coming at some point. I'm sure we'll talk about it in crowd surfing.
I need to
Cute.
play that game still.
Toot.
Wandering Galaxy has been announced from Planet Games. So this is their new Crossroads game in space.
Oh.
Definitely has a Guardians of the Galaxy feel / I mean, I'm hoping it's similar to their last one, which was fantastic. But
To me, the look of this game actually looks like Tidal Blades in space.
I was like Tidal Blades and Mlem. It's like a combo of the two.
Yeah.
Like it, yeah.
I don't need to bring up Molem. But yeah, sure.
Because of cats.
Also because it sucks. But anyhow,
Where's Mike DeLisio?
reaching through the screen right now towards me. So what's interesting about this is the first time that Plaid Hat Games is going to crowdfunding. So this is going to Kickstarter.
Okay.
It's going to launch in mid-2024, but the game they're planning to release it in quarter 4 of 2024.
Oh,
which
so
means it's
done.
already in production. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Oh wow. We are seeing more of that. We saw that quite a bit yesterday in crowd surfing too. like this year delivery. Now, if they will deliver, who knows? But you look at their timeline, it's like, oh, you want to go to production in a month. You're clearly done developing it. This is just the funds to develop, or to pay, to produce, not to develop.
You know, this art reminds me of is Titan AE.
Okay, I could see that a little bit, yeah.
But anyway, I've always thought Plaid Hat Games was a Kickstarter-ish company, if that makes sense. They feel like their games should be on Kickstarter anyway, so I'm not kind of surprised.
I don't know. It's interesting because there was a big time gap, not big time gap, like 2-3 years maybe, between Forgotten Waters and Freelancers. This is pretty hot on the heels of Freelancers.
Yeah, it is.
And for a game that has so much story and so much intertwining and that kind of stuff.
They have more freedom now.
They're also like, they were developing these simultaneously because this is Jerry Hawthorne.
Right.
And that one was from Donald Schultz.
So. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't realize that one wasn't Jerry Hawthorne. Okay.
Yeah, so they must have been just kind of working in
tandem.
tandem.
Got it. I thought they were both Jerry Hawthorne. That makes sense.
Jerry Hawthorne is best known for Mice and Mystics.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that this is going to be the silly Crossroads game we played. This might be I would assume it's a very different game. Jerry Hawthorne has more game, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Mice and Mystics reminds me of Millennium.
All right, then we have the search for UAPs, which stands for Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon. So this is the follow-up to the search for Planet X and the follow-up for the search for the lost species, with a couple caveats here. First of all, they picked UAP because I guess that's what government calls these. I think it's a terrible title. Mike said it sounds like some urinary tract infection type thing, the UAPs.
It does.
But why didn't they just say the search for UFOs? You know what I mean?
I agree. Maybe this is a well-known term I don't know about, but
okay. I have my phone on me. Look up UAP.
I did put UAP in Google already to see, and it does bring this up immediately.
This game
but like unofficial,
or this term?
This term, UAP.
Okay.
I mean, it does bring up an unidentified anomalous phenomena, but I don't know that that's a thing.
Also, this is from Bezier Games and designer Ted Alspach.
Yes,
so it's not from the same designers as the last two?
Yeah, it's a little weird, right? It's not the same designers. The last two are the same designers. This Ted Alspach designed this one, and then it's co-published by Bezier Games. And the board, it looks kind of like the other ones. He says, as a huge fan of both Search 4 games, I'm thrilled to add my own unique spin to the series, says lead designer. But the other designers' names aren't on these, so it's a completely different game. I guess we'll find out. When is this coming out?
Okay, they're actually saying UAP is the term that looks like it's replacing UFO. They don't use UFO anymore. UAP is the new term.
So instead of unknown flying objects, they're doing unidentified
anomalous phenomena.
It's unidentified flying objects, right? UFO.
Yes.
And then unidentified anomalous phenomenon. I'm not a fan.
I get that, but
all the nuts took over UFO, so then they switched to this. So now all the nuts are taking over this.
But this is not a popular common term, though. We still say UFO. Okay, it's a UAP. I'm like, bathroom's over there, sir.
Somebody said the search for UTIs. And
yeah.
I'm gonna have a hard time not calling this game that.
Yeah.
All right, then finally, there's a new documentary called The Hobby, which is premiering at South by Southwest. You see Candace here from Board Game Geek. She's in it, and there is a possibility, I've not seen the final cut, that we're in it. And I only mention this because they took 10 billion hours of footage of us. So.
Oh, it's those guys.
Yes.
Really nice guys.
Yes, they took a ton of footage.
Super nice.
Now, we know from experience that, when you take that much footage, it can get condensed.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, they have my name on it, so maybe I'm in it. I'm like, and let me tell you more about board games.
That's actually you right there, high-fiving Candace. They're just like, maybe not.
She's a vicious, fun gamer to play against. All right, anyway, so I know that, let's see, it says, with a fascinating cast of charming subjects, including the Roger Ebert of board games, a rock-climbing board game philosopher, and a bird watcher who created an unlikely smash hit, that's Elizabeth Hargrave. Players share personal stories of competition, compulsion, creativity, and connection. Well, she might be the rock climber. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just...
What's it called? What did it say for the second person? A what?
A rock climbing board game philosopher.
I don't know who
The only rock climber I know is Nathan McNair from Pandasaurus. He likes climbing rocks.
Also a board game philosopher.
He likes climbing rocks.
Wow, okay, all right.
Anyway, this is coming out. It's premiering at South by Southwest, and we'll let you know where else it's premiering at some point in the future. It looks like it's around 90 minutes.
Okay, so it is a movie. It was a movie or mini series. Okay,
it's a
documentary, yeah.
Or documentary. Yeah.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know. And that, folks, is the news.